everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and I've got a vlog for you guys today. So as many of you probably know, Taylor Swift was recently seen leaving one of her concerts in a crochet granny stitch dress, which naturally took social media by a storm with all the crafty people. So I thought I'd put my own little spin on it today. Originally, I did think about making it actually as a dress, but for my own wardrobe and how I wear things, I realized a cardigan would fit my style a lot better. So I'm going to be converting the dress into a hexagon cardigan. So the striping is going to look a little bit different from the original piece, but I figured the increase in wearability for my personal style was worth making the change. Let's start with talking about the yarn. So I got 4 colors of I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. My purple shade is the color Amethyst, number 250. My orange shade is the color Bruschetta, it's number 18. It's kind of like a reddish, almost like a tomatoey orange. My cream color is number 24 Ivory. And the brown I chose is number 63 Khaki. The brown was the one I had the most trouble deciding on a color because there is a deeper brown in this line, but I thought it was too dark, so I erred on the side of a lighter brown color, so I got kind of this sandy tone instead, which is not completely accurate to the original dress, but I figured it was close enough. And I actually really like these colors for like a late fall, or not late fall, late summer, early fall cardigan, because they're a little bit Halloween looking with the orange and purple, but not so much so that like you can't wear it any other time. But I'm very excited to start this project. I'm planning on using a 6.5mm hook, which is a little bit bigger than what you would typically use for yarn like this. The label recommends using a 5.5mm hook. But I wanted it to be loose and drapey, kind of like the original piece was. So I'm just gonna start working on a basic hexagon cardigan. I did purchase 3 of each color of this yarn. I'm not 100% sure that that's going to be enough, but that's what I decided to start with. So let's just dive in and start crocheting. making good progress on my hexagon cardigan. This is now day 3 of working on it because I didn't have a lot of time the last 2 days. But I wanted to give you kind of a closer look into what the color pattern is. So looking closely at the original granny stitch dress, it looks like there are 4 rows of orange followed by 2 rows of purple, then 1 brown, 1 cream, 1 brown, 1 cream, 1 brown. So what does that make the total? It's an 11 row repeat in terms of the colors. I am thinking I will do 2 full rows of the color repeats for each hexagon, and then maybe end on either an orange section or a purple section so that I can do half the number of rows in the repeat, so that when you seam them together in the back, it's the width of a normal stripe of that color. So like ending on 2 rows of the orange, or if that's not big enough, ending on the first row of the purple. So that then when it's seamed in the back, it's the width of a normal stripe of that color. I think that sentence made sense. I have already started the second orange section on my other hexagon, so I'm just going to keep plugging along. As far as how much yarn I've used, I only have a very little bit left of my first brown skein, and because I've started the other orange, the second orange section on the other hexagon, I'm almost done with my orange too. I used about half of both the purple and the cream, actually more than half of the cream and maybe slightly less than half of the purple. I did buy 3 of each color originally. I'm thinking I'll have to go back at the very least for more orange, possibly for more purple. But I'm going to try to use what I've got first, and I might end up doing some kind of alternative striping for the ends of the sleeves if I decide to extend them, or for lengthening the body, to prioritize using the yarn I already purchased instead of like keeping the striping pattern perfect, but we'll kind of see when we get there. I'm predicting I'll use 2 full skeins of the orange, if not all 3, just on the hexagon, so we'll kind of see what happens from there. All right, jumping in again because I made a lot of progress on my sweater yesterday. I now only have about a row and a half left on one of the hexagons before I can join them up the back. But I decided to take my sweater to a friend's house for a crafting afternoon. So I'm going to try to take some clips as we go, but obviously my priority is spending time with my friend. We're going to watch some cheesy reality TV, work on crafts. I even brought like an extra craft in case I feel like working on something else. But I might not have another update until I get back, so I'll show you what the cardigan looks like then. Alright, so while I was at my friend's house yesterday, I actually finished the cardigan, but I wanted to jump in and explain a little bit of the shaping. Also, I wanted to say, because I forgot to say it earlier, if you're interested in making your own, I do have a tutorial on my channel for how to do a basic hexagon cardigan with the granny stitch, which is what I did for this. And I have a whole playlist of hexagon cardigan tutorials if you're interested in that. But on to the Taylor Swift cardigan. So I kept this a more traditional hexagon cardigan construction where the sleeves are very oversized because they're the same width, almost the same width as the body. So I, like I had mentioned previously, stopped doing the hexagons on my orange stripe. So I did 2 complete rotations of the colors plus 2 additional orange stripes on each side. Then I sewed up the shoulder seams and the seam in the back. Then I extended the sleeves by a couple rows. So I added 2 more orange rows and 2 more purple rows before doing the cuff. But I actually did some decreases in those rows. So for the first row of the orange that I added, I did 2 normal clusters and then a decrease cluster, which is where I put a single crochet in a space in the middle of a cluster and then in the next space to kind of cinch 2 spaces together. Then I did a normal row of orange stitches. Then for the purple rows, I did a row of 1 normal cluster followed by 1 decrease cluster around and then a normal row of purple. Then I did front post, back post, double crochet for the cuffs, only working into every other stitch to really pull the sleeves in tight because otherwise I knew they would drive me nuts if they were dragging at the wrists. I also did those 2 rows of orange and 2 rows of purple on the bottom hem of the cardigan and then finished it off with a crab stitch single crochet around the entire front opening and the bottom of the cardigan, which is just 1 row because by the time it's assembled, all those pieces are connected. But that is the finished cardigan. The sleeves did end up a little bit long, which is why I cinched in the cuffs so much, but I really like this. I think this is going to be really fun for fall, given that it's like almost Halloween colors with the orange and the purple. But it's also cotton, so it's not as heavy as my other cardigans. However, today it is 95 degrees out, so I'm gonna wrap up this video so I can take this cardigan off. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process of making this piece. I really had fun taking inspiration from Taylor's outfit choices, and I never would have put together this color combination on my own, and I actually really love it. So if you're looking for a sign to take inspiration from people for your crochet projects, I guess this is it. But I really do love this piece and I think you'll get a lot of wear out of it, and I'm really glad I did it as a cardigan instead of as the original dress. So again, do what works for you in your wardrobe, but don't be afraid to take inspiration from things that you love. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're interested in other tutorials, crafty things, and even other Taylor Swift related vlogs, you can find all of that on my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button below to be notified of all the crafty content I post there. If you want to follow me on other social media, that information is in the description box below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.